Hey everyone, how's it going? Rich here from Bear Maximum, your one-stop shop for all your comic book service needs. So firstly, I'd like to apologise for the unintentional hiatus. I did have a video in between the last ones that I did and managed to delete them forever, despite spending a ridiculous amount of money on trying to get recovery data from the cloud. It did not happen. So unfortunately, there have been some missed books in there. Apologies to anyone who's looking forward to seeing their collectibles in the latest videos, but we'll hope in some way we can make up for it in this one here. So next up is just to let you know that Bear Maximum have joined up with Redstars Comics and Phoenix Auctions to form an alliance called Collector Cartel. We are still individually going to be our own businesses, but together we're going to do some other things which are a little bit special. So leads me very nicely on to exclusive covers. So we have just released our first exclusive cover for James Tynion IV and Michael Walsh's Exquisite Corpses. We've got that with wonderful artwork from Alessandro Amicelli, which I'll put here if I've remembered how to do the artwork. If not, I'm an idiot. Yeah, we've got those limited to 500 copies. We've got a spot foil, which is immense, and we've got standard cover. There are options to add grading to it and Michael Walsh signatures. So if that's something you want to do, I'll put the link in below so you can see that. And we're just able to announce, very timely, that our second exclusive in collaboration with Travelling Man and Vault Comics is going to be coming out soon, which is for Post Malone's first comic book endeavour, with the guys Adrian Wassell and Nathan Gooden, who've got some amazing pedigree behind them. Yeah, and we're going to be doing our first cover for that, and hopefully we'll have the clearance to put that here, and that is by the Collector Cartel's artist to icon, our first one, Bugra Batu Hanbera. We feel that he's got a fantastic style, and we feel that we can also give him the opportunities he's not necessarily had. So if you don't already know about Bugra, he's based over in Turkey. It's very limiting in terms of what he can do. He doesn't have access to all social medias, but we feel that, you know, he can be something very special. I'll just show you a few of the commissions which have turned up here over the last few weeks. This wonderful Doctor Strange there. We've got amazing Catwoman, lovely stuff. Magneto here, and Storm here. Just to let you know, this piece here will be available in a Phoenix Auctions charity auction, which is taking place in July. So we've got not only that there, we've also got this book here from fellow Bear Maximum artist Fabio Romacci and his wife Ilaria. They've put this together. That is a John Romita Jr. signature there for Cap. That's lovely. That is going to be available in July's charity auction, with all proceeds going to the Hero Initiative, which is for comic creators who didn't have the benefits that you do these days. It wasn't as well paid, or there weren't the health benefits. Hero Initiative is there to kind of support those sorts of people. Unfortunately, there's a lot of very good and talented artists and writers who didn't get those benefits. But moving on from that, Fabio and Ilaria also did this wonderful Magneto commission. I've just picked these up from MCM Comic Con. There's this Something's Killing the Children, which I'm a huge fan of, as well as this one. It's non-stop. These are all brilliant. And yeah, Collector Cartel as a unit were at the MCM Comic Con last weekend, so that tells you kind of what the date is here. And I managed to pick this up, this X23 from Fabio, in his sketchbook called Colours, which is absolutely superb and full of some amazing art. So over the moon to have all of those and to be able to show them off, which is great. Right, let's crack on with books then. So these ones here are for a new customer. He's a fan of the custom label, which we don't have too many of, but I wanted to show this one off. This is Daredevil 131. Yeah, there we go. With the lovely custom label, which is something that can be added on there. That looks absolutely superb in an 8.5. So superb. Same customer, another custom label. Let's see if we can get that there. That is ASM 41, first Rhino and a 6.0 with the New York City label on there. This is quite a good result, I think. Batman 234, first Two-Face in the Silver Age. Yeah, it is. I think I've done that before. In an 8.5, so that's a fantastic result. Congratulations on that one. And this one has got a little bit of a story to it. So I've never experienced this before, but CGC got in contact with me to find out about having to pay extra on a book. I couldn't understand why. So I got in contact with them, and it turns out that this has come back as a 9.8 and the value tier had increased. So this has gone up, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a 9.8. Superb result. First black suit tied with many others. I don't want to get into that debate right now. So that's awesome. This is great. 1953, Mr. Mystery 13. Yeah, the grade isn't fantastic, but it presents superbly. And that is some great pre-code horror there, which is awesome. Check this out. Batman 19 from 1943. That is absolutely superb. It's a shame it has got some restoration, colour touch, and tear seals on the cover, and the edges have been trimmed, unfortunately. But, you know, that's Batman 19 from 1943, so yeah, not too bad at all on that one. More Batman. We've got Batman 52, still more early stuff here from 1949. And again, it's not the highest grade. It's got this kind of chipping, as you can see around the top there, but ultimately that's early Batman, pre-1950 Batman in superb, well, in decent condition, let's say. Batman 100 landmark issue. This one's from 1956, so that's very cool there. We've got Superman 199 from 1967. Nice grade there in a 5.0. Oh, that's actually, sorry, I'll go back to this one. I just wanted, this is a first, this is a key issue. This is the first race between Superman and Flash, so that's kind of cool. We've got Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, and this is the first appearance of Darkseid. Sorry, try and get the light off that one. So that's very good. And a 6.0, which is very cool. We've got Batman 234 again. This one's slightly lower grade than before, but again, a great book and presents absolutely fantastically. We've got Batman, ASM, Amazing Spider-Man 27, which is super good. It's Green Goblin, I think it's the second or third appearance of that. But yeah, that is early Amazing Spider-Man 1965. Great stuff to get a 5.0. More Spidey, ASM 44. There we go, lovely book in a 5.5, which for a book from 1967 is not shabby in any way. It looks great. More Lizard, here we go. Next issue, Spider-Man 45, 1967. That's the UK price variant there. Looking great. That's another awesome result. This is a big one, especially with the recent Daredevil series. Amazing Spider-Man 50 in a 2.5. This is the UK pence variant. Presents lovely, despite the grade. And then we've got another ASM 50, which is in a 3, and this is a Sense copy. So you can, if you, for those who don't know, if you just look in the corner there, you can see the difference in currency. Hopefully a quick fact for you is that the UK versions, at least at this point, were the true first prints. So these were done in the same factory together, and then because it would take an amount of time to get books over from the US to the UK, these were printed first and then sent off on the boats overseas, and then followed by these. But the US books tend to be more desirable, and I don't know if that's ever going to change. We've got ASM 63. There we go, lovely. It's the two vultures here in this one in a 6.0, and that's a lovely looking book. Super iconic cover here. Amazing Spider-Man 122, following the death. Oh, I won't. Following a significant issue, a significant event in 121. If you've not read this already, apologies for that. But it's a lovely, lovely cover. I know the grade isn't as high as I'd imagine most people would like, but that is really, really nice. Big fan of that one. This is super cool. Fantastic Four Annual number 2 with that huge Doom on the front of it. How cool is that? That's come back in a 4.0, which is from a 1964 book. I think that's not too shabby in any way. We've got Marvel Superheroes 18. This is the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe not the lineup that you were used to from the movies, but still a great issue and a great grade. That one in a 6.0. Got some X-Men coming up. X-Men 28. So very early X-Men here. It's this. Yeah, it's the first Banshee there, which is super cool. Love that cover. And we've got 64, X-Men 64, and that's the first Sunfire in there, who comes back in multiple issues. I think he might be in giant size X-Men. I'm not certain. Okay, cool. So we've got another great book here, Iron Man 55, first appearance of Thanos. We've got first appearance of Drax, Star Fox, Kronos. Yeah, you've got the whole gambit here. Heavily linked to the MCU in a great grade at 5.5 there. So congrats on that one. Incredible Hulk 162 in a 5.0. Very nice. This is the first Wendigo. And as many of you will probably remember, Wendigo is involved in the first Wolverine issue as well and makes multiple appearances in X-Men. So that is also a good result. This is a great book, but a bit of an unusual story to go with it. So this is Team of Dracula 10. This is the first Blade. This is a great book, and obviously, you know, there's a movie or TV show. I'm not sure which way they've decided to go with this one. Great book and very desirable. But you notice here it's got a conserved grade. This is the first one we've had back with that. Now, it did go to Clean and Press at Comic Press, but none of this work that I'm about to tell you about was done there. It was all done before by a previous owner by the looks of things. So it says here the conservation includes cover cleaned, so that's using invasive techniques, interior lightened, and top staple replaced. So these kind of go against all the standard practices that CGC allow, and they've called it that it could be classed as restoration. I think it probably should, but they've given it a conserved grade there. So yeah, you don't see them very often, but they do come up every now and again. Sign books. So if I hadn't deleted my last book, in my last video, you'd have seen that this book and this book had the labels mixed up. So I had to get those sent back. But just to let you know, like, it does happen every now and again. And those are rectified very, very quickly by CGC. I think we got them turned around in about 2 weeks, so not too bad at all. The JSA generally turns out to be a good win for us. I mean, we've got much better positive results than not. Ryan Otley's cover here for Absolute Batman #1. That's New York Comic Con. Yeah, New York Comic Con exclusive there. Very nice and shiny. This is really nice. Alien 2. The Philip Kennedy Johnson autograph on that one, which is very nice, and that's got 9.8, which is superb. We have Mother of Madness. This is Amelia Clark's comic book debut, and this is signed here on the lovely pink sketch variant. Bare Maximum artist Will Ortega here has signed this book here. It's very cool. I don't know if you can see the signature there. 8.5 Moon Knight 192, which is very nice. We've also got Moon Knight 199 here, signed by Becky Cloonan. It's a nice autograph on there. It's great in the slab. This is awesome, and something you don't see too often. It is signed on the inside of the book, but this is Batman the Killing Joke in an 8.0. Great grade anyway. But this is signed by both Brian Bolland and Alan Moore. It's been verified there, so that's awesome. That's a great win for the owner there. Talking about great signatures, it's Lou Ferrigno. I don't think how well you can see it there, but there, yep, that Lou Ferrigno, absolutely superb. Yeah, on a John Romita Jr. cover, so that's awesome. The original Hulk as it was. This one has come back from an in-house signing with Frank Miller and Chris Claremont, but this is the Frank Miller book here. This is Batman Year One, the first book in that arc. Great story, and that is brilliant signature and brilliant signature placement, so that is awesome. And this is super cool as well. We've got Devil's Reign #1. So it's not a huge issue in itself, but it's got a Neil Edwards sketch on here, and it's also signed, verified signature of Charlie Cox. So that is a lovely pickup for the customer. Brilliant stuff. Okay, so unsigned stuff. Hulk 1, first Red Hulk. Brilliant. I enjoyed that last movie, by the way, the Captain America movie. It was pretty good. Aliens 1, 1988 in a 9.6. That is a great result. Fantastic stuff. Mark Spears, very much all the rage at the moment. This is a superb cover. I'm not a fan of everything, but this in itself, as you can see, the Jaws homage, or from a different angle, very cool. So that's Monsters #3, and that's come back in a 9.6, which is great. Geiger, which is getting a bit of a resurgence. So this is stuff from the first series, but the second is out now, and I'm hearing amazing things about it, and I believe it's been optioned for a TV show. So this is #3 here, got 9.8, great cover there. Yeah, look at that cover as well, very intriguing, this character here. Yeah, that's another 9.8, which is superb. Another Geiger #3. This is one of the variants, I believe. No, it's #1. Oh, sorry, this is from the new series. I apologise. But again, we've got a 9.8 in that as well, which is brilliant. New Mutants 98 in a 9.6. That is none too shabby. Obviously, first appearance of Deadpool and the fake first appearance of Domino. This is another nice one here. Marvel Superhero Secret Wars #8. First black suit. I don't know how we describe this one, but yeah, 9.6. Really great stuff. Superb. Stranger Things and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I haven't read this one, but that's pretty cool in 9.6. That's kind of fun. Another iconic cover here, and when you haven't got one, why not have two? So this is Batman 423, Todd McFarlane, iconic cover in a 9.0, which is great. And guess what? We got another. Yay! Also in a 9.0. They look superb in the slab. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's one of those covers that really looks nicely framed. We've also got, we've not had one of these before, but this is the paperback actually, which has been slabbed. This is Warhammer 40,000, Marnius Calgar, which I heard was very good. And that has come back in a 9.8, which is great. So a few Moon Knight ones, I believe, here. Yep. So Marvel Spotlight 29 in a 9.0. None too shabby on that, which is great. We've got Marvel Age 74. That's a lovely cover. Big fan. We've got a Marvel 2-in-1. With these or with the Thing. This is George Perez and Joe Sinnott cover as well. Another Moon Knight to go with that in a 9.2, which is great. And this last bit should appeal to the Turtles fans amongst you. I just have to try and get them out here. So lots of early Turtles books here. So we've got Leonardo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 1 in a 9.0, which is brilliant. Follow that up with Donatello, which is also superb, in an 8. And these books actually were, just to give a bit of context to the story, were sent to us by a guy whose neighbours passed away, and he's got all these wonderful books. So it sounds like over time he's going to get more and more of these done. But it sounds like there's some absolute gems in here, and there's actually some good stuff to show you as well anyway. So we've got Michelangelo #1 in a 7.5. So these are all superb with the Eastman and Laird originals. I wasn't really aware of this one, but this is a tie-in to Turtles, Fugitoid in an 8. Let you know about going forwards. Collector Cartel is going to do loads more stuff, and if you want to sign up to our mailing list, I will link that below, because there's a lot of very cool stuff coming up. Exquisite Corpses is out. If you want to get your copy, get that from Redsters. Big Rig will be releasing the artwork very soon. I've had the first mock-up for it from Folk Folk Comics, and it looks very nice. Very, very happy. It's going to be in a foil finish as well, so it's going to look great. Lastly, just to let you know about Phoenix Auctions. They have got 2 huge auctions coming up this month this month coming in June, and then in July. So June, there are huge books. I'm going to try and do some graphics, if not. Yeah, so if that didn't work, Fantastic Four #1, Daredevil #1, Amazing Spider-Man 129 in a nice grade, some lovely Kevin Eastman original Donatellos. There's absolutely tons. I can't even think of them off the top of my head, but yeah, you hopefully have seen some of them here. And then after that huge auction, there's the charity auction, which I mentioned to you earlier on. We've already got some fantastic artwork from the likes of Michael Walsh, Will Shrike, Alex Mines, the 2 pieces I showed you earlier from Fabio Ilaria and Bugra. And there's loads of other stuff. There's actually so many that I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's going to be some amazing stuff coming. So that is worth keeping an eye out for. And there could be some great opportunities to own some original art there, which is brilliant. Okay, so that's it for me for now. Check out Bear Maximum if you've got anything to talk to us about. Email us on info@bearmaximum.co.uk. We are the website, bearmaximum.co.uk. Our cleaning pressing partner is comicpress.co.uk. We're in alliance with redsyscomics.com, phoenix-auctions.com, and our Collector Cartel is going to be collectorcartel.co.uk, and it's about to be released, and it may already be released by the time you see this. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. Lots of information, lots of great books, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.